Well, I'm sure we have not covered all the points. Yes?
I wanted to start when we were talking about which package we were going to share. How much does hanging steer weigh?
How much does a
Hanging steer.
Oh, the hanging weight of a, yeah. Usually when it, of course, depends on the live weight. And as Evie was saying, we would bring in a guy that weighed about 1,200 pounds. After he's been dressed, the hanging weight would amount to 700 pounds, 650, 700 or so.
We wind up paying about $350 for processing. It'll be more if you want a lot of packages and processing, but about $350. And that's how we got to the $650.
And the actual meat is maybe 250.
No, for a whole, so it's...
You get over 400 pounds, roughly 420.
Half of that is brown. We couldn't believe it when we got to the first week back, and I said, half of this is brown beef.
So yeah, that's something to bear in mind. Like right. Some people even want to know the detailed, how many pounds of filet or Delmonico's or T-bones or porterhouses do we get? And I think, yeah, we have some of that. We can share that information with you if you're interested. Right. Yeah.
Can you talk a little further? Evie was discussing the manure situation, and I think that's an important note to make in terms of the environmental factors
Right.
and the environmental benefits of grass-fed versus factory greens.
Right. To repeat the question for Jeff, who asked me to do that, which I haven't been doing, is what are the environmental implications of grass-fed versus the corn-fed? Right. On our farm, Evie mentioned the distribution of the manure. We take soil samples every year, and we do fertilize our fields, and we fertilize them with poultry litter, which comes from the interior of West Virginia, Moorefield area, which means it doesn't go into the Chesapeake, which is an environmental benefit. In fact, they're clamping down on the regulations for, they call it a concentrated feeding operation if you have too many animals given the acreage in your farm. We don't qualify for that. We don't have that many animals given the acres that we have, but they are going to require farms to build retaining ponds and to haul it off somewhere, simply to minimize the amount of crap that goes into the streams. They're going to force us to fence off streams. We don't have water flowing on our farm except when it floods. And our drainage, believe it or not, is sinkholes. That's what drains our land. We've got 7 sinkholes. Now, then you could say, well, that goes more directly into the water table than if it goes into the Chesapeake. But
I think what she's asking is that what are the implications of not having corn in the mix?
Well, yeah, with pasture-fed and strictly pasture-fed, you mentioned that the cattle move around, so instead of having this huge pile of manure building up and getting into the soil, it's distributed as healthy fertilizer, and those are some of the. And it's just one, but you're touching on the others.
Everything they eat. Much of it comes back into just like when the trees are dropping their leaves, the cows are dropping their contributions to fertilization. And we also use kelp to keep down the pink eye. We also give them minerals that have not been medicated, and believe it or not, to leave the medication out costs extra.
Yep, and some of my colleagues, I'm on the Farmers Cooperative in Jefferson County, president of it, and we have formed a group to buy minerals so that we can save money from Pennsylvania. And the mix was formulated by a West Virginia University professor who came down, took soil samples and forage samples and said, this is what your soils need. And so this is the mix. We sent out the requirements and people bid on it, southern states and others. Yes. And so we get it, exactly what we need for these soils and for these animals from Pennsylvania at a savings. And some of my friends who claim to be all natural are buying medicated minerals, and that's just a no-no. But anyway.
The other thing we're doing is the all-natural worming when they need it, and mostly we don't need to do that because we've got a closed herd. Most of our all of our replacement heifers now come from our own babies that are born there. The first few didn't. Does that get it?
It does, yeah, and Chris was also touching on some of the other benefits of raising.
And of course, the more corn is one of those very difficult to raise organically products. I don't know what we've done to our corn and why it's so different than it used to be, but there you have it. And organic corn is enormously expensive, so the more we depend on corn, the more we're depending on nitrogen and heavy equipment. Have you seen some of that equipment?
Petroleum